Hello students, today we will be discussing the concept of matrices. Matrices are one of the most important tools in mathematics. They simplify our work to a great extent as compared to the direct available methods. Evolution of concept of matrices is a result of the finding a method of solving the system of linear equations in a more compact and simple manner. The concept of matrices basically are also used in spreadsheet programs which are used in computers, which further could be used for budgeting, cost estimation, cost projection, sales projection. There are so many physical operations such as magnification, rotation and reflection through a plane which could be represented mathematically with the help of matrices. Matrices are also used in the field of cryptography. Matrices are widely used in genetics, economics, sociology, modern psychology and industrial management. So we see that matrices are nowadays used in so many fields that it is important to study matrices. Now we come to understand what a matrix is actually. A matrix is an ordered rectangular arrangement of numbers. The numbers could be real or complex, or the functions which may be represented as. Now this matrix can be represented as A is equal to A11, A12, A13, dot dot, A1n, A21, A22, A23, dot dot dot, A2n, and so on. And we move on to the last line, AM1, AM2, AM3, dot dot dot, AMN. Now we see these are the things which are written in the subscript. We enclose within the square bracket, or you have the curly brackets. The other thing is the matrices are denoted with the help of the capital letters. The horizontal lines are known as the rows. The vertical lines, these are known as the columns. The vertical lines are known as columns. The horizontal lines are known as rows. In a compact notation, it can be represented as Aij m cross n. We enclose within the square brackets. Now I represents the row to which the element belong. J represents the column to which the element belongs. For example, if I say this element A13, it means it belongs to the first row, and this 3 says that it belongs to the third column. So this is the thing what we observe over here. Now A11, A12, A13, these are the entries, and these entries are called as the elements of the matrix. Now we move on to the next thing, that is the order of the matrix. What do we understand by the order of a matrix? Order of a matrix basically gives us the number of rows and the number of columns which are present in the matrix. If you have, say, m number of rows, 1, 2, 3, 4 and m number of rows, then we write m over here, and if you have 1, 2, 3 and so on, n number of columns, then we write n over here. So what does m cross n represent? M cross n represents the number of rows and the number of columns. So m cross n is the order of the matrix. If the order of a matrix is m cross n, then it contains mn number of elements. Okay? So a matrix of order m cross n has mn number of elements. Now we take some examples to understand the concept. Suppose a matrix is order 4 cross 5. If 4 cross 5 is the order of the matrix, then the number of elements will be 20 elements will be there in the given matrix. Second, suppose a matrix has 24 elements. A matrix has 24 elements. So what are the possible orders of the matrices having 24 elements? So what we do is, we basically take the factors of this one. I say 1, this is 24, 2, this is 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. Now they are coming, so we can interchange 8, 3, 12, 2 and 24, 1. So the possible orders are 1 cross 24, 2 cross 12, 3 cross 8, 4 cross 6, 6 cross 4, 8 cross 3, 12 cross 2 and 24 cross 1. So these are the possible orders. The tricky question could be number of possible orders. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 possible orders are there which could have 24 elements. Now we just move on to the next example. This is basically involves construction of a matrix when the general element is given. Suppose we have to construct a 2 cross 3 matrix. Construct a 2 cross 3 matrix whose ijth element is given as I plus j whole square by 2. So what we do is, we first of all try to understand. Suppose we name the matrix to be A. So if it is a 2 cross 3 matrix, it will have 2 of the rows and 3 of the columns. A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23. Now we try to find out the values of these A11, A12, then A13, A21, A22, A23. So you can clearly see A11 means in place of I, this gives you I, this gives you the value of j. So I plus j means 1 plus 1 whole square by 2, that is equal to 2. 2 plus 2 is 1 plus 1 is 2, square is 4, 4 by 2 is 2. A12 is 1 plus 2, 3, 3 square is 9, so 9 by 2. This is 1 plus 3 whole square by 2, so this is 4, square is 16, 16 by 2 is 8. A21 is 2 plus 1, 3, so 3 square by 2 is 9 by 2. A22 is 2 plus 2, 4, 4 square is 16, 16 by 2 is 8. A23 is 2 plus 3, 5, 5 square is 25, so you have 25 by 2. So once you have obtained all the elements, you just have to substitute their values. In this one, you have 2, 9 by 2, then 8, 9 by 2, 8 and 25 by 2. So this is basically the matrix what we wanted to obtain. Now we just move on to the next question. Suppose it is being asked that you want to construct a 3 cross 3 matrix. A 3 3 cross 3 matrix has to be constructed with each element either 0 or 1. So what we have to do is we have to construct a 3 cross 3 matrix, and each entry has to be either 0 or 1. That is, we want to construct a matrix of this form: A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33. So what we see is we have to fill each of these 9 of the entries. Now each entry can be filled in how many ways? In 2 ways, 0 or 1. So over here we use the concept of fundamental principle of counting, where the multiplication is to be used, because the case of AND is there. We need to fill the first place, we need to fill the second place, the third place, and so on. Since the case of AND, so we will be multiplying. So there the first place can be filled in 2 ways, second again in 2 ways, third in 2 ways, and each of the entry has to be done in 2 ways. So we have this as 2 to the power 9 is equal to 512. This is an important question from the point of view of one word or say MCQs. So it is very important. It could be 0 or 1 or 2. Then this will be 3 cross 3 cross 3, and this will become 3 to the power 9, and which can be evaluated. Now we just move on to the various types of matrices. First one is the row matrix. What do we understand by a row matrix? A matrix having a single row, and any number of columns is said to be a row matrix. A row matrix is of the order 1 cross n, where the number of rows will always be 1. For example, you will have 2, 3, minus 1 by 2, 5, something like this. This has got a single row and how many columns? 4. So we can write this as 1 cross 4. So this is an example of a row matrix. Now we have the column matrix. What is a column matrix? A matrix having a single column. A matrix having a single column is said to be a column matrix. Column matrix can have any number of rows, but the column must be only 1. That is m cross 1. This has to be 1, the number of columns. So example is 3, minus 3, 4, 6, like this. So this is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 number of rows and 1 column. So this is the example of a column matrix. Now we just move on to the horizontal matrix. So what is a horizontal matrix? A matrix in which the number of rows basically are less than the number of columns. A matrix in which number of rows are less than the number of columns. That is, m is less than n. Example 2, 3, minus 5, 6, 4, 1, 0, 3. So this is an example of a horizontal matrix. It has got only 2 of the rows and 4 columns. So this is of the order 2 cross 4. Over here M must be less than N. Then you have the column, then you have the vertical matrix. So what is a vertical matrix? A matrix in which the number of rows are more than the number of columns. Over here M will be greater than. A matrix in which number of rows are more than the number of columns, that is said to be a vertical matrix. Example could be of something of this form: 3, minus 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, minus 2, 3. This could be say 4 cross 2. It could be 4 cross 3 or 4 cross 1. Now we just move on to the next matrix, null or the zero matrix. A matrix having all its entries as 0 is called a null or a zero matrix. Now this can be written as Aij is equal to 0 for every I, j. That means for all possible values of I and j, the element must be 0. Generally the zero matrix is denoted by capital O, and the matrix can be of any order. For example, 0, all the entries are 0 in this matrix and it is of the order 2 cross 3. Now we just move on to the square matrix. So what is a square matrix? What is a square matrix? A matrix in which the number of rows and the number of columns are equal. Number of rows is equal to number of columns. That is the most important thing. Now if you just write any of the, say the square matrix, what we observe over here is it has got 3 number of columns and 3 number of rows. So we have 3 cross 3. We can also call this as a matrix of order 3 cross 3, or we can say it is a square matrix of order 3. Now this square matrix has 2 of the diagonals. Now this diagonal which goes from the first element to the last element is basically called as the principal diagonal. We call it to be the principal diagonal. On the principal diagonal, whatever the elements are there, they have the property that I is actually equal to j. This is A11, this is A22, and this is A33. So we observe that on the principal diagonal, the row and the column to which the element belongs are equal. Now we just move on to the next matrix. The diagonal matrix. So what is a diagonal matrix? A diagonal matrix is a square matrix in which all the non-diagonal elements are 0. In which all non-diagonal elements are 0, is said to be a diagonal matrix. We can write it like this: Aij is equal to 0 whenever I is not equal to j. That is, we can have an example. It is important that is a square matrix. All non-diagonal elements are 0. So you can have 2, 3, minus 1, and rest of the diagonal elements, non-diagonal elements have to be 0. So this is an example of a diagonal matrix. It is important that it has to be a square matrix. Now we just move on to the scalar matrix. So what is a scalar matrix? A scalar matrix is basically a square matrix in which all non-diagonal elements are 0 and diagonal elements are same. So what has to be the case? What is a scalar matrix? A square matrix in which all non-diagonal elements are 0 and diagonal elements are equal, or we can say same. That is, Aij will be equal to sub k whenever I is equal to j. That is, k, 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 and rest of the elements are 0. The principal diagonal must have the identical elements. Okay, so this is the scalar matrix. Now, if the value of k is equal to 1, then this scalar matrix becomes the identity matrix or the unit matrix. So, how do we define the identity matrix? Identity matrix is defined as a square matrix in which all diagonal elements are 1, all diagonal elements are 1 and non-diagonal elements are 0. Are 0. Example 1, 0, 0, 1. So this is an identity matrix of order 2. Generally we denote this by I, and sometimes we put a subscript 2 to indicate it's an identity matrix of order 2. So if you want to write an identity matrix of order 3, we can have I3. On the diagonal we can have 1. Rest of the elements will be 0. So this is a 3 cross 3 identity matrix. We generally denote the identity matrix by capital I. Now we just move on to the next one, that is the upper triangular matrix. Upper triangular matrix. So a square matrix in which all the elements below the principal diagonal are 0. All elements are 0 which are below the principal diagonal. That is, Aij will be equal to 0 whenever I is greater than j. So you can have the example 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 1, 2, and all the elements are 0 below the principal diagonal. Over here, this is A21, this is A31, this is A32. So you can say I is greater than J. So whenever I is greater than J, the element has to be equal to 0. Now we just move on to the last one. That is the lower triangular matrix. So what is the lower triangular matrix? So a square matrix in which all the elements above the principal diagonal, above the principal diagonal are 0 is called a lower triangular matrix. That is, Aij will be equal to 0 whenever I is less than j. The example will be 5, 7, minus 1, 3, 4, 6, 0, 0, 0. You can see yourself, these elements are 0. This is basically A12, this is A13, this is A23. Over here, I is less than j, and that is why these elements are 0. Now we just move on to the next concept, equality of matrices. Now two matrices A and B are said to be equal if two of the conditions are there, they must be of the same order, and second, their corresponding elements must be equal. So two matrices, A is equal to Aij, M cross N, and B is equal to Bij, M cross N, must be equal if they are of same order, and second, the corresponding elements must be equal. That is, Aij should be equal to Bij for every I and j. Okay, and we denote this by writing A is equal to B. We denote it by writing A is equal to B, and this indicates that the orders of the matrices A and B are equal, and second, the corresponding elements are also equal. That is, if 2, 3, 4 and 5, and if this is of the order x, y, z and w, then the value of x will be 2, the value of y must be 3, the value of z must be 4, and the value of w must be equal to 5. So we just take up one more question before we just end today's session. The last question for today. Find the values of x and y if 2x minus 3y, 4, this is 5, 6x is equal to minus 1, 4, 5 and say 5. So we see that the order of the two of the matrices are same, that is, both of them are of the order 2 cross 2. This is 4, this is 4, so no difficulty over here. 5, again 5. So the thing what remains is that we compare these two. How many unknowns are there? 2 of the unknowns are there. How many equations do we require? 2 equations. So you have 2x minus 3y is equal to -1 and 6x minus y is equal to 5. Now we just simply solve them. On solving, we multiply this by say 3. So we have 6x minus 9y equal to -3. This is 6x minus y is equal to 5. We subtract both of them. We have -8y is equal to -8 or y is equal to 1. If you substitute this value of y in this equation, you have 6x minus 1 equal to 5 or 6x equal to 6 or x equal to 1. So we are able to obtain the values of x and y. So I hope all of you have understood the importance of matrices in our daily life, the way we define the matrices, the various aspects of it, the elements, the order, and the various types of matrices and the equality of matrices. Thank you so much.